Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. So Vanity Fair did a behind the scenes shoot with the cast and revealed who some of the mystery people are, some of the really big characters. So this is going to be a breakdown of that. Just going down the list, the biggest reveal is that Adam Driver is Kylo Ren, the Dark Jedi in the mask. The last trailer revealed that he was a big player in the Empire. He's leading around stormtroopers. During Star Wars Celebration, they confirmed that the Empire is now called the First Order. This is their symbol. It's just a slight modification of the traditional Imperial crest. The Rebellion is now known as the Resistance. As much as the new films are intended to honor the classic trilogy, thematically and visually, we're going to see a lot of new places, a lot of new characters. The Chrome Trooper, Captain Phasma, was revealed as Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones. Peter Mayhew actually dropped that one on Twitter. Wookiee roar. Until we get a little more information about her character, I'm just going to think of her as like a twisted evil version of Brienne of Tarth. Darkest Timeline Brienne. She didn't appear on screen with Kylo Ren in the trailer, but they're both working for the First Order. Thematically, you can see how Kylo Ren kind of represents the Darth Vader of the film. Gwendolyn Christie is the new addition. She's just like one of many new badass females they're introducing to the Star Wars universe. One of my favorite Star Wars jokes was that Princess Leia was like the only woman in the galaxy. We know that's not true because we saw Jabba's palace, but for most of the films, yeah, she was the only woman on screen. The next big WTF reveal is that Lupita Nyong'o's character is motion capture. Her name is Maz Kanata. We don't know what she's going to look like. We just saw the motion capture BTS of her. The rumors right now are that she's playing a pirate, but I think based on the types of characters that Lupita has played in the past, she'll be good, even if she's not part of the Resistance. One of the big goals of Episode 7 is transitioning from the classic cast, classic setting, to new characters, new setting. So it makes sense that they would bring in a new Chewbacca type friendly character to go on adventures with the new cast. Hopefully that means that Chewbacca's not going to die, but if the Falcon is going to pass ownership into new hands sometime during the new trilogy, then it makes sense to have like a new Chewbacca type character in the cast. Just like a really big, badass looking alien. In case you didn't hear it too, Lupita is actually going to be in the motion capture, like the live action Jungle Book movie. She'll be playing Mowgli's wolf mother. So you can see how she's cast in these really big movies as, somewhat more benevolent characters. Fierce, but benevolent. They typically don't do this level of motion capture if they're not going to radically alter an actor's face. Like think Manu Bennett as Azog the Defiler or Benedict Cumberbatch as Smaug. Vastly different alien faces, and I'm just like so excited to see what it looks like. My guess is that they're still deep in CG on the movie. Usually it's easier to shoot the live action stuff for movies like this than it is to do post-production. Just there's like so many visual effects they have to lay in. Even though they built a ton of really awesome sets like the Millennium Falcon here, there's going to be a shitload of CG. The Millennium Falcon pictures are really awesome too. It gives you an idea of how they tweaked a lot of the backgrounds. So you look in the background here, and yeah, obviously it's a new set based on the classic Falcon set, but they redid all the backgrounds and lit it in a slightly different way, at least for this photo shoot. So you can see how much more complex the set has gotten. It's just that now that we're living in the era of HD, it's like you can see what's going on way off in the distance. Where in like an old film, that wasn't as big of a priority, like micro details. It'd be like if Apple rebuilt the Apple II computer using modern components, but it still looked like the classic design. We already know way more about the rest of the cast that appeared in the shoot. So this is mostly a Millennium Falcon shoot, so you have Finn, Rey, Han Solo, and Chewie. They also shot with Poe Dameron too, next to his X-Wing. He's obviously part of the Resistance. The tease is that at some point, Poe Dameron's character is going to cross paths with Finn and Rey. Finn and Rey, as you can expect, are, kind of meant to thematically replace certain original trilogy cast characters. Just looking at their costumes, you can guess, Rey is really like the new Princess Leia, Finn is the new Luke Skywalker, and Poe Dameron is the new Han Solo. Even though it's just a rumor, I do think that Rey is the daughter of Han and Leia. So I think she and Finn will both be new Jedi characters eventually. I'm really crossing my fingers that they open the film the same way too, like they open it with the droids, just like they opened Episode 4. George Lucas was pretty honest about stealing that bit from Akira Kurosawa's samurai films, like it's right out of Hidden Fortress. You open the film with the least important characters and use them to introduce the audience to the world of the film, to the story, and the main characters. Once you meet the main characters, the film switches perspective and starts following them. So I'm hoping that we get kind of the same thing. We have the BB-8 droid here, so I'm going to guess that this will take the place of the C-3PO R2 opening in Episode 4. You'll see it roll into frame, it'll introduce us to the world of Jakku. That's the planet that they're on right here. Then we'll meet the main cast and it'll start following them. But the BB-8 droid is a really important addition to the cast. There's no person inside of it operating it like there was with R2 and C-3PO. So here's my big question for you guys. Which of these new cast members are you most excited to see? What do you think about the Chrome Trooper, Gwendolyn Christie? What do you think about Adam Driver's character? They showed off his lightsaber at Star Wars Celebration. Never has there been so much conversation about the design of a lightsaber than the cross saber. As you can see, it looks like it's cobbled together. It kind of gives you an idea of where his character's at in the film. Like he's kind of learning about the Force on his own. He has no master. So he has an imperfect understanding of lightsaber mechanics. So he builds this using secondhand items. We'll call this saber a work in progress. One big character that I think that he's going to interact with at a certain point is Andy Serkis. They haven't confirmed who he is, but the rumor is that he's playing a motion capture character that predates the original trilogy. This is Star Wars, so remember, there's always a guy behind the guy. Darth Vader had the Emperor. Andy Serkis is rumored to be the guy behind the Emperor. The guy behind the guy behind the guy. Just based on the conversations that I see going on, we might not see his character till episode 8. Like he might only barely be mentioned in episode 7, which was kind of the case with episodes 4 and 5. Like you just get a tease for the Emperor in A New Hope, and then Empire Strikes Back, bam, you meet him full on. It just hammers home the idea that, they're doing a lot of new things, but they're still visually and thematically honoring the original trilogy. You guys can let me know what you think though. Do you like the idea that there's someone older and more powerful than the Emperor that's just been watching all this go on? I'm also really excited to see Luke Skywalker take on more of an Obi-Wan Kenobi role. You don't really get a sense of it from the trailers they've shown, but it seems like he's kind of gone off the reservation a little bit, gone into like full-on hermit mode. So just because it's Star Wars Day, you guys can click here to watch the trailer again like 3 or 4 more times, and you can click here for last night's Game of Thrones. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. May the 4th be with you.